Hello, new viewers. Hello, old viewers. Hello, my trusty ADHD followers, and anyone else who happens to be in the YouTube sphere. It's me, Mand. Your old spotty, wrinkly auntie. Um, I was yeah, it was. I'm just going to tell you about a little thing that happened today, and the way that made me feel because I'm quite sad. Um, I recently found that a pet shop that was a lot nearer to me and near a local grocery store that I can go and get cat food from. And because my kitten Jackson is eating me out of house and home, and I thought, blimey, that cupboard's getting a bit bare. I better go out and get some supplies. So I drove up there, and it's. I mean, in America, it's what you could call a mom and pop thing. It's just like little old ladies running this place. It's not a chain or anything like that. And sometimes they don't have what I want in, and I couldn't get what I wanted, but I got some of what I wanted, so at least it'll keep the little growlers happy for a bit. I don't want to organize. I don't want to. I could order stuff from Amazon, but quite frankly, I'd rather keep my local pet stores going. So I've said, are you going to get this in? Or are you going to get that in? And they said, well, actually, we did order this in, but it's not arrived yet. And I was thinking, well, you know, do I get stuff from Amazon to keep me going? I was just thinking, nah, well, I'll just get adult food. And Jackson's 5 months old now, and he really needs his calories, and so he's not eating kitten food because I can't get hold of it because I don't want to get it off the internet. But he's eating adult food. He's doing perfectly well. He's actually weighs more than my oldest cat now. So anyway, I digress. So I went into the pet shop, the local pet shop, and they had the radio going, and they were talking about the Queen lying in state and all of this, and fairly predictable for what's happening at the moment. What, and then I just bimbling around the. I was going to say store. It's not really a store. It's just a shop. It's just a ramshackle shop that you might have this, you might have that. So it's not a big box store. It's nothing like you'd have in America. It's just a little shop that and mostly it caters for horses and dogs, also chickens, and funnily enough pigeons, and any animal you can think of. But because I live in the country, cats are fairly down on the list of priorities. So it's not the only pet shop around here that's got like it focuses on dogs, and cats are just like in the corner. But there it is. So get some cat as much cat food as I can kitten food as cat food as I can get. That's going to keep them going for a bit. And so I said, are you going to get any more in? They said, yeah, we've ordered it, but it's not coming in. It's like, right, okay, it's going to come in on Wednesday, so I'll go back tomorrow and see what they've got. Anyway, so they had a radio blithering on the background because it's like I say, it's a local shop, so they have the radio on in the background, which is what we have around here. It's like if it's a local shop, sometimes they have the radio on in the background. My local DIY shop actually has Dean radio going on in the background, which I used to be a DJ on until they decided that my artistic credence wasn't good enough for them, and that they wanted to be more commercial, and they didn't want my input anyway. So that's another story. Anyway, so I was listening to the radio, and I don't know what channel I had, some news channel or something like that. I think it might have been Radio 4 or something like that. It wasn't one of those horrible commercial stations. And they were saying about like, oh, we're expecting all these people to turn up for the lying in a state and all these processions and all of this, and then they said, oh, there's likely to be protests, and then they went on to say there's likely to be riots, and I'm like, what? Seriously, riots? This poor old lady, she didn't ask to be queen. She kind of got shoved into it when she was really young. She didn't ask for this position, and whatever you feel about the monarchy, you shouldn't be anti someone who's not. She didn't ask for this. Like, you can say what you like about privilege and everything else, but if you're a young person born into a family and has had stuff foisted upon you that you didn't even ask for, why would you even why would you even demonstrate about that? She's done nothing political for this country. If you want to demonstrate about anyone, demonstrate about Theresa May. Demonstrate about the fact that the Conservative Party keeps voting in people that we haven't voted for. It's like a little clubhouse. And that has nothing to do with the general population of Britain. If you want to demonstrate about anything, demonstrate about that. But not some poor old grandma who's carts it because she's in her 90s. And, you know, and she had to cope with her husband dying of COVID, and she couldn't even go to a funeral. She was sat on her own on that bench because of, you know, lockdown and social distancing and that. But she's just an old lady. And why would you even want to go out and cause trouble over that? It's just disgusting. I'm sorry. I'm not even a royalist, and a lot of the people I know on Facebook and the other social medias aren't royalists either. But, you know, it's one thing dragging a statue down and chucking it in the river like they did in Bristol. But to demonstrate and maybe cause trouble over an old lady dying who didn't even ask to get into that situation, I'm sorry, no. You'd be much better off but demonstrating about people who exploit power, who get into positions of power by screwing over everyone else. If you want to demonstrate about politicians. That's absolutely fine. In my opinion, that's fine. But the royal family are not asked to be in this position, especially Elizabeth II. Please go and do your research. She was a young girl. She just was thrust into this, you know. It's not fair. Okay, it really isn't fair. So if you feel like you want to be violent against the Queen, I'm sorry, but that's just being violent for the sake of being violent, and I don't like that. I've been watching a lot of animal rescue videos, Bondi Vet, and it's reassured my faith in the human race that they can take innocent animals and people, again, animals that have not been asked to be born into a situation, you know, puppy farms and that, and they help them and they send them a loving life, and in a lot of ways, the royals haven't really known a proper family life. Look at Princess Diana. She got married into this cabal, and she, you know, she just ended up with a horrible outcome. It's not, they didn't make that happen. They were born into it, or forced into it, like an arranged marriage, even if you want to call it that. So I'm just so annoyed at the fact that people want to protest at the time when the Queen is being laid to rest. Right? You might not be a royalist, right? You might not even care about the monarchy. You might think monarchy is a bad idea, but this is a grandma, a great grandma, I think, who never asked to be in this position, and it's not fair to be so violent about something that is absolutely inconsequential. Be violent against Liz Truss. Absolutely be violent against Liz Truss. Because she's the second coming of Margaret Thatcher. Please, save your energy. Put it towards that. Don't put it towards something that nobody can... I was going to say nobody can do anything about, but the monarchy doesn't do anything. It's not got any power in this country. Why would you go and disrupt London just to make a point when you're actually just being an arsehole? Really, you are. You know, don't... It's all about you. At the end of the day, if you're going to go and do that, it's all about you. It's nothing to do with the betterment of the country. It's all about you. So, you know, fine if you want to go and do it. Don't pretend that it's for the good of the country, because it's not. Okay? Have a little think about it. Okay. So anyway, keep well and God save the king, I guess. Such a weird thing to say. Anyway, they're all harmless. You know, they don't do anything. Then go with it. It's that. If you're going, like I said, rage against the machine. Don't rage against the monarchy. That's it for me tonight. I'm going to go and have some cheese on toast. I'm going to eat bread and eat cheese and, you know, stuff that's come out of a cow udder, and it's going to be delicious. Oh, and I'm probably going to have some vodka as well, because I'm that bad. There we go, from the heart of Gloucestershire. Take care, y'all, and leave your comments down below and engage if you want to, and if you don't want to engage, whatever. If you're a new viewer here, I'm going to some extra ADHD content coming up. I found my school reports, and that's going to be interesting because that was before I ever got diagnosed. So let's see what secrets are lurking in that load of shenanigans. Yeah, so great. So that's it then. Just take care of yourselves. Don't worry about shit that doesn't matter, and I love you all. Good night.